Today, I'm creating the strongest marine hybrid ever. Well, in the past, I created four hybrids, which were Spinax, Gojirandus, Kovu, and Encastoceratops. And let's just say they were amazing hybrids. Yeah, because well, most of them were technically, but well, Gojirandus was a successful hybrid thanks to the Hadrosaur base. While Encastoceratops was also successful thanks to the Triceratops base, and also, by the way, Kovu was also successful thanks to the base of the Smilodon. So yeah, what now? Is You might be thinking, isn't four hybrids enough on this channel? Well, not quite. You see, basically, I've done a lot of hybrids, but they were all land creatures. But I wanted this, but the and also land creatures are powerful. Yeah, we know, but you know what's the most powerful creatures? Yeah, marine creatures. Yeah, marine creatures are actually the most powerful creatures on Earth. Basically, the strongest predator on Earth technically is the sperm whale. Well, in terms of yeah, in terms of apex predator in all regions, apex they the strongest apex predator in all regions is the killer whale. So yeah, the land is not the only the dominant force, but the ocean is. So yeah, this is why I'm creating a mammalian, no, a marine hybrid. So yeah, without further ado, let's start creating my hybrid. We're gonna start off with the base genome and the skull. We're gonna start off with why we're gonna use Orca for the base genome and skulls because with an Orca, with Orca DNA, my hybrid would have immense strength and with my hybrid would have immense size and endurance, which would give it an advantage. Which means that my hybrid can fight longer and has enough size to overpower its prey. And also, it has a great advantage in brute strength. That's what. So yeah, orcas are not that strong compared to sperm whales, humpbacks, or blue whales, but still, do not underestimate them. They're around 6 tons in weight, and they have been known to take down large whales in packs. So yeah, do not underestimate these guys. These guys are powerful. Also, orcas, despite their fat body, they're able to swim a speed of up to 35 miles per hour. So yeah, my hybrid is not only going to be strong, heavy, and have great endurance, it's also going to be fast. So yeah, now onto the skull. Well, orcas have a bite force of around 19,000 psi, which is like stronger than a T-Rex's, which is around 12,000 psi. Also, with an orca skull, my would also be highly intelligent because orcas are actually one of the most intelligent animals on Earth. But you might be wondering, why did I use orca for intelligence but not bottlenose dolphin? Well, orcas have better hunting strategies than dolphins. Plus, orcas and dolphins' intelligence is roughly equal, to be honest, because since they're both dolphins. And also, my hybrid would have great echolocation. And if you do not know what echolocation means, it's basically detecting sounds in the environment around you, basically. So yeah, when would have good eyesight, yes, thanks to its advanced senses. But if one of its senses are but if it gets scarred in the eye, but if it loses an eye, that means it can actually it can actually detect the environment around it thanks to echolocation. So yeah, Orca is a great contributor for my hybrid's base and skull. Now onto the tail. I'm gonna be using Tylosaurus for the tails because with the tail of a Tylosaurus, my hybrid would have great propulsion. Also, its tail would be a great weapon thanks to the tail whip. But thanks because it can tail whip other creatures. Plus, it also would have incredible burst speed. So yeah, my hybrid would also be fast, and its tail would also be a great contributor for weaponry. Now onto the flippers. I'm gonna be using Mosasaurus for the flippers because it would make my hybrid it would improve my hybrids it would improve my hybrid's maneuverability, dynamic efficiency, stability for attacks, offensive capabilities, okay, I think I said okay, I said hydrodynamic efficiency twice. My bad, guys. Now on to camouflage abilities. Well, I'm gonna be using cuttlefish for this is because well, cuttlefish actually with the with cuttlefish DNA, my hybrid could actually would have great ambush efficiency, and it will also be a tactical advantage over other marine animals. So yeah, here's a breakdown of the DNA samples. Also, by the way, guys, if you see the sperm whale there, well, that was for like that was well, I was gonna use sperm whale for the base, but like I changed it to orca because it looks more realistic with an orca base. So yeah, sperm whale is not a contributor to my hybrid. So yeah, sperm whale is not. There's no sperm whale DNA in my hybrid. So yeah, I put sperm whale there is because I was originally thinking it would be a good base. It would be good for a base genome, but then I switched the base genome. But then I switched from sperm whale to orca for the base genome, and also skull it still remains as orca. It will still have an orca skull. Now it's time to release the behemoth. Well, here is what it looks like. Well, as we know, its DNA components are here. Orca DNA would provide would Orca DNA would is for the skull, senses, intelligence, and base. Tylosaurus DNA is for the tail, Mosasaurus DNA is for the flippers, and Cuttlefish DNA is for camouflage. Also, it's at least 6 tons, roughly the weight of an average orca, and it's 20 to 26 feet in length and 6 feet tall. Also, its name is the Orcarm whale. So yeah, if you look at it, it looks very very strong, and it's like very large. So yeah, my hybrid is not playing. It's gonna be dominant than Vex. If you don't know who Vex is, it was created by Goji Guy. Well, hopefully my hybrid is successful. Well, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment if you think this hybrid is cool and comment what I need to improve on. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And we're only 2 subscribers away from 400 subscribers. And once my channel reaches 400 subscribers, I'm gonna be cooking live on stream. I'm actually gonna cook a dish live on stream, and once we reach 400 subscribers, well, peace.